While palm oil has front page notoriety, tropical rainforest loss due to livestock has occurred at a 4 times greater rate than that due to palm oil. In the last 25 years, 10 times more rainforest has been lost due to raising livestock than what's been lost due to palm oil. So be concerned about palm oil, yes, but then be 10 times more concerned about livestock and animal agriculture. Tropical rainforests cover 5 million square miles, housing more than half of the world's 10 million species of plants, animals, and insects, and many more millions that haven't been discovered yet. The Amazon rainforest alone produces more than 20% of the world's supply of oxygen. Sure, Indonesia is losing rainforest to palm oil plantations, and that's not good, but all the rest of the countries you see on this slide are losing most of their forests due to livestock. The satellite analysis showed that 30 million acres of tropical rainforest were destroyed last year alone. 30 million acres. Now, 36% of Earth's tropical rainforests have already been cleared, and 34% have been degraded. January of this year, 2022, saw the most amount of Amazon tropical rainforest deforestation on record, 166 square miles just in 1 month. Now, this is happening because of 2 primary reasons. First, is because of their president, Bolsonaro, who was elected in 2019, has drastically weakened environmental restrictions that were in place. And second, and most important, is the continued global demand for meat. JBS and Cargill have also become heavily involved in illegal deforestation to further their profits. Unfortunately, for those living in our rainforest, this is what a few thousand to a million-year-old rainforest, tropical rainforest now looks like, because the world's food priorities are with eating livestock, not with being stewards of other living beings as we should be. But deforestation isn't the only statistic to be aware of. Much more damaging in many ways is degradation, which is harder to measure and it's not fully accounted for. The meat and dairy industries in the United Nations typically defined a deforested area of tropical rainforest as not having, as having not less than 10% of the forest cover or canopy destroyed, regardless of how much forest has been wiped out underneath the canopy. So degradation happens when roads are cut deep into rainforests and areas are thinned, causing fragmentation of habitat and greater loss of species. So with deforestation, this is the sad result, the burning and bulldozing of rainforests. Soon grass, pasture, and cattle will follow this in, usually erosion, desertification, and localized climate change as well. If you choose to eat livestock here in the United States or anywhere else in the world, you're supporting this destruction by fueling the global demand for meat. There are 3 distinct opportunities that tropical rainforests have that could help mitigate climate change. First, we could eliminate deforestation and degradation, as we talked about. Second, we could allow degraded forests to recover naturally. And third, we could reforest areas that have already been cleared. These efforts could sequester greenhouse gases at a rate of minimally 30 gigatons per year. That's just managing tropical rainforests. It's an amazingly simple approach to climate change that also fosters biodiversity and prevents further extinctions. Studies are showing that some areas of tropical rainforests are able to partially regenerate within just 20 years if simply left alone. Between 70 and 80% of all rainforest loss in the Amazon is due to raising cattle, with another 10% lost due to growing crops to feed them and other livestock. And remember, these livestock are grazing, most of them. It's not a matter of factory farming, and regardless of the effects of climate change. A quick word about soy. 90% of the soy grown in the world is fed to livestock. Only 7% is used for direct human consumption. The United States and Brazil are the leading producers of soy. Since 2006, a soy moratorium had been in effect in the Amazon area, especially in the Cerrado region, the most biodiverse, richest savanna in the world, where deforestation of tropical rainforests had decreased substantially after 2006, just for a few years, for about 5 years after that moratorium was enacted. Well, the land soy occupies in the Amazon has risen, though, by 260% since 2006 to last year, or this year. But most United States and Brazil governmental sources report that only 1% of all soy is being grown on newly deforested rainforests. So that seems to be a success story, right? Well, no, it's not. because behind the scenes, this is what's happening. Deforestation has risen since 2012 in this Cerrado area, especially in the state of Mato Grosso, despite the moratorium. And to get around the moratorium, farmers and large agribusinesses such as Cargill are still cutting down rainforests and then planting corn for a year on that newly deforested land. And then they turn around and plant soy for the next year and every year thereafter, because Brazil's moratorium to stop deforestation is as it applies to soy, not corn. So this year, Brazil's predicted to have a record soy harvest, all grown on land where a tropical rainforest once stood. By the year 2050, made less resilient, but not caused by climate change, most tropical rainforests will be gone. And the few patches that remain will have already been way past their tipping point. They're getting close now. This, of course, means that all the millions of species that originally lived in these rainforests will be gone. The indigenous tribes and shaman will be lost forever. The once abundant water systems destroyed, and of course, their oxygenation and climate regulatory mechanisms will be lost. All lost for the next few thousands to millions of years, which is how long it took these rainforests to develop to their current state of evolution. And we've wiped them out in less than 50 years.